Hello everybody and welcome back to Murdered Soul Suspect. Last time we made it to the police station and we realized that Joy has been taken into custody. Joy, of course, is our witness who we've been chasing throughout the game and who has been kind of helping us, kind of helping each other. So we were in the Bell Killer War Room collecting clues, and it drove me crazy once I finished to realize I missed a clue. If you go into the menu, you can see all of the different investigations that you have done. So you can see we have the street, the apartment, the church, the Bell Killer War Room, which we just did, and then we also have the ghosts that we've been helping along the way. And we are missing a clue, and I figured out what clue it was. So despite the fact that the clue section doesn't come up on the screen and the game has considered it finished, we can actually collect the last clue for the sake of completion. We can possess this police officer who's looking at this notepad here, and we can have a peek at what he's looking at. So any new leads, we would be looking at this bottom clue. No fibers, no suspect blood, DNA, no prints left at the scene. So obviously that clue is not needed to make progress, as evident by the fact that I missed it. But again, if you're just a completionist and that makes you feel good to get everything, just know that it is possible to collect any remaining clues in this area anyways. The other areas we have done it 100% the first time, and so I'm not sure which crime scenes you can revisit and what areas you can revisit and which ones you can't. So with that out of the way, we have two options here. We can either do a bit of collecting and do the story kind of intertwined and move on through the police station as we do the story, or we can get every single collectible that there is to get here first and then do the story. It's completely up to you what it is that you want to do. I'll probably go ahead and do a bit of collecting and then a bit of the story, and I'll probably just start by doing the first floor of the police station. So I'm gonna go straight from where I come out of the Bell Killer War Room, and I'm gonna come into the front lobby of the police station. If you go behind the desk, there's a note here by the phone, and there is an object here to reveal, which is a gun, and we need 8 of these for the Stalwart Spectre story. Phase through the desk, and there is a note on this wall. This also, by the way, is the exit of the area if you need to leave the police station at any time. Next to that note is something to reveal here.
Hey, Baxter, you still relying on that wizard lady?
You know I ain't into all that spiritual crap. But she's onto something. Results are results. You find a more reliable source, you let me know.
So that was talking about Joy's mother. Now that is actually the second of the Baxter clues that you can find in the story. The first Baxter collectible is one that I collected just outside of the police station. I eavesdropped in on a conversation that 2 police officers were having in order to get that clue, which can be an easy one to miss. And if you are not getting any collectibles out in the streets of Salem, then you may be missing that and you may only have 1 of 2. So if you haven't done any street collectibles and you only have 1 of 2, don't panic. That's the reason why. When you do collect both of these clues, you'll get an achievement. So that's a nice easy one to complete and get the achievement for. Straight ahead of where we collected that, there is a plaque on the wall, another one of Salem's Histories plaque. And we're going to head straight on through this hallway here. I'm going to ignore the staircase. You can also loop around this area, by the way, because this is the Bell Killer War Room. So there's multiple ways that you can tackle this area. There is a note on the wall, and in here is a bathroom. And in the rightmost stall, we have another gun. Collectible. Heading this way is heading towards finding where Joy is, by the way. So if you're following along with the main story, this is the way that you would like to go. I'll save you a lot of time by telling you that there is nothing really in the main office area where all the police officers are, but there are collectibles along the outside. If we go through these offices, we'll find ourselves a few collectibles. There's one on this desk here. Pass through the wall, through this room, and into this room here. And we also have another collectible on this desk. And these are all just interesting tidbits about the killer's victims, and you can feel free to read those at any time. Passing through this wall, there is another plaque on the wall about Salem's history. And if we walk through here, we have a couple of different options. We can go to the morgue, and we can also go to the holding area. There's also a collectible on this bench here. I'm going to skip the holding area for now because that's where we need to go for the main story, and I'm actually going to continue onwards towards the morgue. We can phase through these bars, of course. Grab that collectible. And in order to get around the demon pit, we're going to have to go through these cells. There's a couple of walls to pass through. In this cell here, we can reveal this.
Only I could tell my younger self what I would become.
So a flashback of when Ronan was a criminal and not a cop. Pass through this wall right next to where that collectible is, and on this back wall, very hard to see, is another drawing. That's an easy one to miss. And I know there is another drawing somewhere in this area, so hopefully we can grab that and I don't miss it. You'll find yourself right around the other end of the demon pit, so let's go through the door, and we are now in the morgue. On the right hand side here we have a gun to collect. I think that's all there really is for the office area here. We can phase on through, and we can grab this plaque. We're getting a lot of these plaques. Started our collectibles on that. Once you're in the morgue,
Isn't a spiderweb tattoo
you can see that Ronan's body has ended up here for an autopsy,
This tattoo have two spiders in the
and we
lap.
can interact with the
There's no
body.
tattoo wrong.
It's just a tattoo, that's all I know.
So that is a collectible, even though you don't get one of those flashbacks that you normally get when you review events in Ronan's life. And that's a fairly easy one to miss just because there is no glow or anything like that to be keeping an eye out for. So just make sure you grab that while you're down here.
Well,
And I'm fairly sure that that's all there really is down here. I should mention that this ghost here you can question, and there are a couple of these ghosts throughout the game that you can question, and you can just ask them basically how they're doing and what kind of things that they're looking at. And the only real reason you would want to do this is A, just to sate your curiosity as to what the ghosts might be doing, but you also get an achievement for questioning any ghost that has the question prompt on them. There were 2 of them in the apartment building, and I don't think I pointed out either of them, so you definitely have more than one opportunity to do that if that's something that you wish to do. I just thought that I would point that out because I do think I forgot about it before. So I think that's pretty much it for this area. I'm trying to be very, very careful and just make sure I'm not missing anything. Again, because this game runs entirely on autosaves, There's only so much sort of practice that I can do before I actually record these for you guys, and I'm usually used to doing practice. It's a pretty straightforward game, though. Now that we're done pretty much with everywhere on the first floor except for the holding area, we're going to go in here now and collect a few things. The first door on the left, we have a collectible. You can go straight through the wall, and you can find another collectible at the end of the hallway here. And then if you come into this room, here is our other drawing that I was remembering on the wall. Again, very, very hard to see, and if you're not going over everything with a fine-tooth comb, it's very easy to miss. And once you're ready to move on with the story, you can see that Joy is in there, and all you have to do is go into the room and speak to her. And now that you know where she is, if you wish to do all of your collecting beforehand, you can also do that and come back to her later, but I think we're going to help her out while we're here.
Each one of these keys is a felony. Each one. You get that, right? No? All right, it's your funeral. Sit tight, relax. You're gonna be here for a while.
Fuck!
Alright, look, I might be able to help you. Is your mom's book from the Bell Killer case here?
Yes, and it would probably help me find my mom, but as I told you before, you're dead. How can you possibly help me?
I know this place better than you.
Now, who did your mom work with here? Who?
I don't know. She just called him Bastard.
Baxter. Alright. His office was on the second floor. You stick with me, I'll get you there. Let's go.
Go where? They're watching.
Not for long.
Alright, so now we're going to team up and we can use our poltergeist powers to interact with electronics if we remember correctly, so that is what we're going to do.
Follow my lead. I'll get you past these cops and to the door on the other side.
Piece of cake.
Yeah. Last time you got caught, Magellan. Stay low, or they'll see you.
Alright, so now all we need to do is basically just distract all of the police officers by interacting with things that we can find. So if you interact with one item and you find that it doesn't work, and the cop doesn't move, all you have to do is just interact with another item. And through interaction, eventually the police officers will move.
But stay.
And then Joy will move a little further. And basically that's all you're doing is just clearing out these police officers using printers, phones, coffee makers.
Time to move, girl.
All these different things. And Joy will move on her own. And that's how you know you have used distraction well enough, is if she moves on her own and seizes the opportunity to move past the police officers.
Speed up, girl.
And she'll go right to this door here. Very good, Joy. I'm gonna grab this collectible before I forget it.
Nice job, kid. We're almost there.
Don't need a cheerleader.
Hey, I got us this far, didn't I?
Got yourself killed, Mr. Bullet Holes.
Hey, kid.
Hate these things.
I can't get across there. You're gonna have to help me.
Well, can't you just fly over it?
Fly? I'm a ghost, not a plane, all right? And look, you need me to tell you which office is his.
Duh. Don't read any of my thoughts, or think anything creepy. This doesn't make sense.
Oh, thanks, Joy. Well, she's starting to trust us a little bit, I think, because she's actually willing to let us take possession of her body. So that's nice. Partners. Yay.
Get out.
I got this.
Alright, so we are now on the second floor of the police station, which is a different area, obviously. Just as a side note, if you were planning on doing all of your collecting beforehand, with just leaving Joy where she was, you would then use this staircase that I had skipped earlier. So there is a possible way to get up here without Joy's help and to completely avoid that demon pool altogether. So it's not even really much of an obstacle. If she refused to help us, we could simply just go around and meet her on the other side. So I'm gonna go back to her for now, and in the next video we will tackle the second floor of the police station. We'll help Joy find the book left by her mother, and we will do some more collecting along the way. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I hope that I will see you next time.